Good afternoon again. We're joined by John Ging, who I don't want to use the word guest at noon briefing anymore, but permanent, almost permanent fixture. Welcome, John. He's here to brief you on his trip to Afghanistan and Pakistan, which took place earlier this month.
Thank you very much, Stefan. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for the opportunity. I was in Afghanistan and Pakistan between the 2nd and the 7th of October, we have tremendous humanitarian operations going on in both of these countries, large scale, but the two countries are on very different trajectories. I then moved to Pakistan, and spent a day in Peshawar, where there was a different experience. This is an experience where something positive is happening. 300,000 displaced people have already returned this year to the federally administered areas. And again, there's a real endeavour at the community level, at the government level, and with the international organisations to capture this moment of opportunity. It's been on another trajectory for many years, and now finally turning the corner to a more hopeful future. That does not mean that we should underestimate the challenge. These people, I met 60 community leaders who were explaining just the severity of the hardship that they face returning to destroyed homes, attempting to rebuild their lives. That's where we all come in to help those people to do exactly that. They were the same people that I met 2 years ago in Jalazai displacement camp. So they're in a different circumstance now. They're heading back to rebuild their lives, but they need desperately, they need help and assistance. I have to say I was impressed by the governor, who has prioritized and mobilized from within his own resources $286 million to support this return, both in terms of food assistance and cash assistance. And it makes Pakistan the biggest individual contributor to the humanitarian response plan that we are currently undertaking. So we have a situation where the government have definitely and most definitely stepped up to their responsibility, and therefore it now falls to the shoulders of the international community to do likewise. We are facing a gap of $199 million in the in the Pakistan appeal. And similar to Afghanistan, it's at about 54%. So these two countries are definitely not at the center of the priority of the donor community, and that is one of the messages that we would like to communicate, that in the case of Pakistan, an investment now, capturing the positive momentum that is there, will most definitely yield a dividend, not just for the people, but also for that international investment. We have the real prospect of progress. Progress is taking place, and we need to support that. Pakistan, of course, is also hosting a huge number of refugees. It now stands at 1.5 million refugees. It's a long history of hosting large numbers of refugees, and Pakistan also is caught up in the consequences of climate change as well, with many natural disasters. I was also impressed in the meetings that I had with government officials, and in particular with the chairman of the National Disaster Management Agency. This is an agency that has, even through my 5 years of going to Pakistan, gone through a tremendous evolution. I would now say that it is definitely a world-class organization in terms of its standards, the vision that it has, the way that it functions and it operates. It has captured international best practice, supported, of course, by United Nations agencies in terms of capacity building over the years. But it's also learned a lot from its own experiences. So I was very impressed by how that organisation is now equipped and functioning to deal with, in particular, the natural disaster component of the challenge faced. In Pakistan, we see a more positive trajectory, and we see a moment of opportunity when, again, now we must again redouble our efforts to capitalise on that momentum, because that investment is surely in sustainable development, and the platform for that is the basic needs of people returning, having lost so much, but now, of course, committed to rebuild. And we, as I say, in the international community, must do more than express solidarity. We must actually support it, particularly financially. Thank you.